It's an Xbox. It's an ROG Ally. It's the Xbox ROG Ally X. And there's a lot to unpack here because this is loaded with things that I have never seen before. For starters, this is my very first hands-on with the AMD Ryzen Z2 Extreme, a Zen 5 16CU mobile gaming monster, if my first impressions are anything to go by. It's also the first time a third-party PC has ever borne the Xbox name. And even bigger, yes, and even those two other things, this is the first time that the Xbox team has been given the power to dive under the hood and fundamentally alter the gaming experience on Windows. I'm talking Xbox team code right into the Windows branch. Like your PC boots directly to an Xbox full screen UI that brings together all your favorite games across Game Pass, Windows, and yes, even leading third-party app stores. Not only that, but the Xbox team was given the power to trim the fat, so to speak, meaning that in the new gaming UI, non-essential processes, even the Windows desktop are simply not loaded, which frees up substantial system resources. They're quoting 2 gigabytes of RAM savings now and have made it very clear that they're not done yet. It's cliche, folks, but Valve appears to have awakened the giant, and this thing could be a game changer for PC gaming. It's also cliche, but here's a segue to our sponsor.
War Thunder, experience
the Nintendo Switch 2. But that decision was made for a number of very good reasons. See, the goal...
Yo, I gotta keep it a bucket. The Switch is not made to be played like a Game Boy. That shit is sucky to hold. It is so bad. It's like holding like a big phone. It sucks. It hurts your hands. It's not ergonomic. It's shit. I don't care how big the handheld is. You already have a handheld in your hands. Who cares if you have more? You're gonna play the game.
Nintendo Switch 2. But that decision was made for a number of very good reasons. See, the goal from the Xbox team was to take the Xbox controller experience and translate that to a handheld
That's what
PC.
Steam did.
That means large, contoured grips, full-sized analog sticks, a subtly angled screen to improve neck ergonomics, and, in the X version, impulse triggers like we first saw with the Xbox One. I assumed Microsoft wouldn't provide competing devices at this first look, so I brought a whole backpack of them, and the most obvious one is, of course, the original Ally, and the interface is extremely similar, with only the rhombus-shaped Xbox button really being added by comparison. This is used to access the Game Bar overlay and Armory Crate, which raises an interesting question. What's the Armory Crate button here for then? I don't know. I've asked if maybe it could be a reconfigurable macro button going forward.
It's a big V.
Maybe on that. Realistically, a lot of things are still up in the air on this.
Chat, this is the thing, wait, it looks like Armory Crate, yeah, but it also looks like the Windows shit.
The back is completely different and really shows how much ASUS, probably with some help from the Microsoft team, has learned about ergonomics over the last couple of years.
Copilot
Even though this is a heavy device. Very much like the Ally X, which at least managed to lose the squared off corners. It feels lighter. And I was really unsure about the angled screen. Honestly, I kind of thought I'd hate it, but I completely forgot about it when I was using it, and it just feels natural. Of course, ASUS isn't the only ones who makes handheld PCs, and some makers figured out that ergonomics were important right from the get-go. So how's it compare to the Steam Deck?
Probably
Obviously,
similar.
The middle section is way thicker, and it's noticeably heavier. But from a packability standpoint, it's actually less wide, and you do get the benefit
20%
of
is fine.
larger face buttons, though you lose the touchpads that many Steam Deck users really love.
Wait, they like
As for
that?
the Switch 2, I had intended to talk more about this comparison.
What? I never use that. I only use it because it kind of feels nice.
But it's clear from looking at them that these are entirely different classes of device, and the customer for one is simply not going to be the customer.
It vibrates a little bit when you caress it.
Bottom line, while the weight might be a turnoff for some, I think they nailed the ergonomics on this, though ironically, it actually feels a little closer to the curves of the DualSense than it does to the Xbox controller. Not that I'm saying that's a bad thing. Now, I mentioned there are 2 versions of the Xbox Ally, and there are and there are enough differences between them that you will not want to accidentally buy the wrong one. From the outside, the X version is black versus white, with impulse triggers and an upgraded Thunderbolt-compatible USB 4 port next to the regular USB 3.2
Looks
Gen 2.
I'm not sad as
This
my
port
eye, though.
allows the use of powerful external GPUs. But that's about it. Across
External
both,
GPU.
we get the same I/O that will be familiar to owners of previous generation Allies, with a volume rocker, UHS-2 microSD card, 3.5mm combo jack, and a power button.
Chat, I feel like they're kind of falling
No biggie so
for
far.
their own like mistake
Inside,
again.
these are very,
I know
very
this
different
will sound weird.
The Xbox
but
Ally X,
sometimes
which is a cutting-edge
simplicity
AMD
is
Ryzen
king.
Z2 Extreme processor.
One model,
3 Zen
not a
5,
lot of dog
5
shit,
Zen 5
simple,
C cores,
like
24 gigs of lightning fast, 8,000 megatransfer per second LPDDR5X memory, a terabyte of storage, and a whopping 80 watt-hour battery. The Xbox Ally Non-X does not have all of those things. And while it is a little lighter, at least, it's not even smaller. And particularly disappointing
Okay, I don't
to me
care. Next.
was the inclusion of an, albeit tuned version, of AMD's Ryzen Z2A processor, 120Hz with FreeSync premium variable refresh rate and 500 nits peak brightness. So I guess on this one, you're either gonna
Very
render
good.
up Xbox full screen experience. And I'm gonna come back to the game library in a second, because first, I gotta say, the UI looks slick. And more importantly, it's the first thing you'll see when you boot up your handheld or wake it up from sleep. They've done so much here. On top of the resource optimization that I mentioned earlier, the Xbox team has a really cool multitasking interface that gives you quick access to a browser or Discord, and they claim they have already managed to triple the efficiency of standby, with a ton more work coming to make this. Compatibility is expected to be on par with regular Windows, and should you desire a more desktop-like experience,
Valorant.
you can access that using the joysticks as a mouse or with standard peripherals, either connected directly or through a dock. The system will just load up the necessary Windows processes and hopefully put them back to sleep when we go back to the
dude,
Xbox.
just when we thought we're getting away from like the aim assist whole thing with like controls, whatever. Dude, I swear this is gonna bring us back to the dark ages
Screen
of like
experience? They didn't have
the
a full
player
answer
base
on
is
that.
growing on fucking
Nor did they have a
handheld and
firm answer
controller,
on how
and we're
Windows
going
updates are
backwards
gonna
and fucking,
Are they gonna
and then we're
be
going back to the
more
fucking
Windows-like
aim
with
assist
the
fucking
constant
controller shit.
interruptions and the
Yo,
background
I'm
music
telling you,
and
dude.
the flavor, or are they going to be more Xbox-like? TBD. Okay, let's come back to the game library now. The idea here was to bring all your games together in one place. And I know, I can already see the XKCD comic in my mind's eye.
Okay, cool.
Xbox Ally X, but what about the rest of us? Well, coming back to the vision. Hiding away at the bottom of one of the slides was a very interesting little nugget that described these innovations as being great for handhelds like the X.
It could be good, chat. It could be good. This is the one thing I hate that you do the most, ADHD. I mean, I saw what I had to see. It's just what it is. Like, I don't care that much for like specifications or whatever. Those don't mean that much. It comes down to like